Welcome, ladies and gents, back to another Yorkshire Rose episode, and today we are here inside the Swig ahead of today's giant game against Swansea. And, well, as you can see, I have also become a giant too. But before we crack on with today's game, we do, of course, have a couple to catch up on. The first of today's catch-up games was a simple one against 13th place Bristol City, as we picked up a nice early 1-0 victory thanks to Lawless. And the second catch-up game against 4th place Nottingham Forest went a rather similar way, except this time it took till the second half, as Williams only 4 minutes into it got us the opener. Unfortunately though, Nottingham Forest was not going to roll over. No, Johnson broke through on the 86th minute, and although his original effort was blocked, he eventually did chip it into the upper right corner. Which, my friends, briefly brings us here into the notebook before we crack on with today's game. And as you can see, Vokes vows to end his goal drought. He's had 10 hours of competitive football without a singular goal. Will that knock him off the bench? Probably not, but he has gone a long time without scoring. Hopefully he can bounce back and get a goal and end that goal drought. There is a few little bits of injury news to go over. Shipley, he got taken ill. He had cold. I believe he's bounced back from that one. He only missed out one of the games. Yes, he's back from his cold. Pedder also got an injury jumping for a header. In fact, he ended up with a tight hamstring, 1 to 3 days. And the big Gerfy Meat injured himself. I know he's back. He was injured in the West Brom game, tight Achilles, only out for a day or so. Was looking a bit more worrying on the day. Thankfully, didn't end up being too bad. But it is, of course, time to crack on with our big 6-point game against Swansea. So let's head on over to that dressing room. Okay, ladies and gents, match day is finally upon us. I'm not going to run through the fixtures here today. They're above me. Feel free to pause it. If you are interested in some of the other matches, we'll of course try and go over some of the scorelines as they are going on. But of course, the big two we want to focus on is our game against Swansea, and of course Hull. We want to see Hull beat Reading, although Reading are all the way up in second, so Hull, it's going to be a tough time for them down in 20th, but hopefully they can do it. But very good pitch condition here today. 11,620 tickets have been sold out to over 21,088 capacity. Weird capacity, by the way. 11 versus 20 fared. A breezy drizzly 12 degrees. I can't believe we're up in 11th. We're doing amazing. Absolutely amazing, but we are still within touching distance. We can be dragged down into that mess. It's just going to take 3 or 4 bad games. We will be down there, so let's keep the pressure on. We are suggested to go from a positive to a balanced mentality. Like I said, this is a 6-pointer. We are playing for every single point in this game. We are going positive. No balance from us unless it's looking really bad. They've got like 60-70% possession. Then we might drop it to balance. But right now we are starting off positive. And our team for today is George in goal, the back line of Fleming, Terry, Adiapan and Shakin Stevens. Central midfield is Rowley and Sorensen with Lawless in between them. Up front is Big Gerfy Meat, and on the wings is Lubala and Williams. On our bench is Prisbeck, Klein, Shipley, Goss, Phillips, Berahino and Vokes. The man, the myth, the legend, who hasn't scored in 10 hours of competitive football. So, let's crack on with this one. Okay, so we've made our way into the dressing room. It is, of course, time to give our triumphant team talk to the lads. We are, of course, going for a bit of pump fists, and we've got nothing to lose here. We know how good we are. Let's show everyone what we're capable of. That seems reasonable. Swansea form doesn't particularly matter. This one is for the fans. We're away from home and the media. Yeah, we'll go for the first one. First one seems alright. Lubala and the big for me to enjoy that one. No one else, but it's also not upset anyone, so it's not too bad. Sheffield Wednesday versus Luton, of course, is a late kick-off here today, and I believe I just saw Reading is already 1-0 up against Hull City, which is a rather disappointing one. But speaking of Hull City, Brandon has pulled it back for Rowley, gets back to Brandon, whips it in, back post. Williams, come on! Jaden Williams, 8th goal of the season. What a beautiful cross from Brandon Fleming, by the way. 6 minutes into this one. Good job, Brandon. Good job. Nice job. Throws it into Lawless, plays it back to him, puts him under way too much pressure there, but he gets it to Rowley. Rowley pulls it back for Fleming, who then whips it into Williams, who did a great job to beat Manning in the air. Very tight marking there. Beats him in the air and pokes it past the goalkeeper. 1-0. One shot, one goal. What more could you ask for? Better. Free kick. Goes sailing wide. We are happy with that one. So, 12 minutes into today's game, we've got the lead. And speaking of other leads, Blackburn's 1-0 up against Derby County. Fulham 1-0 away to Birmingham. Barnsley is 1-0 away to Bristol City. We've got Ipswich 1-0 up against Portsmouth, which is nice for us. Reading's beating Hull City 1-0, but Hull City has 2 injuries already. Peterborough's beating Sunderland 1-0. West Brom 1-0 at home to QPR. 0-0 in the Leeds game as well. Ipswich now 2-0 up. And Peterborough is now 1-1. But, ladies and gents, it's half time. Not a whole lot going on in that first half. Williams got the goal, and we just enjoyed it. We just enjoyed that singular goal, relaxed. So, I'm happy with performance. Keep it up. You know what? Things are going well, but you're capable of better. You're better than a 6-4. You're better than a 6-6. Yes, 7-5 and a 6-8 solid. You are all doing great. But these two could do a bit better, so things are going well. I know you're capable of better. Lubala, he liked that one. He's like, yeah, I know. I know I'm better than this. Dion Lawless, he's like, am I? Am I really? It's on a 6-5 right now. Also, speaking of that cam spot, Byers is currently valued really close to his minimum fee release clause. His minimum fee release clause is 275 grand. We might have to offer him a new contract. I know he's going to want his wage pushing up though. He's on 4 grand a week, which is a solid wage, but I know he's going to ask for more wage. So it's going to be something to consider, but I might just risk leaving him on that because, to be honest, we'll make profit if he does go for his minimum fee release, but he is also a big part of this team. I don't want to necessarily have to have Lawless in that cam spot. And speaking of stuff that I would rather not have, Will Adipan, putting it in the bottom left corner against his own goalkeeper. Yes, he was under pressure by Obafemi. But Willie, you got to do better than that, my friend. You've got to do better. Look at that. Just take it with your right foot, poke it out of play, and don't put it in the net. Aye, aye, aye. Adipan, what are you doing? A 6.4 right now. Struggling. And speaking of struggling, Derby's pulled it back 1-1, by the way. Hull City, come on City, pulls it back 1-1. Sunderland's taking the lead against Peterborough. We of course want Peterborough, Portsmouth and Swansea all to be doing bad, and Portsmouth's losing. We've got Peterborough losing. Swansea currently drawing to us. QPR, how are you getting on? Losing to West Brom. Hull City on a draw. Millwall, how are you getting on? Drawing to Stoke. It's all looking pretty good down there for us. Allows us to gain a bit more of a gap, if not just hold the gap. You know, hold the gap. Let the fixtures run past and we'll be all good. So, we've got a couple of players who are letting the side down right now. Mainly the own goal from Will Adipan and Lou Bala. So, I would like to get Lawless off with that yellow card as well if I could. Who likes to play in this spot? Rowley, Lawless, Meats. Berahino a little bit. Mainly Rowley, Lawless. You know what? What we'll do is Goss can go there. We'll swap you two round. Then he can go up there. Will Adipan can come off for Shipley. Do I want to swap these two around? I think I'll leave them. I'll leave Terry, I think, is alright there. So, we'll do it that way. Triple substitution. Get a little bit of fresh legs in pretty much all departments other than right up front. Big Gaffy Meat is getting a little bit tired. But he's just got to get onto the inner balls. You'll be fine, Big Gaffy. We'll be fine. So, let's try and pick up a victory here. Come on, lads. Let's try and pick up a late one. I should really be shouting at them, but I don't want to put that pressure on them. So we're just I'm gonna chill. If we get a draw, we get a draw. It's away from home. It's points they haven't picked up. That's how I prefer to think of it. It's points we've still got over them, rather than points we've dropped. So, Rowley running at them down this left-hand side, plays it back for Berahino. Berahino through to Rowley, lovely pass. Can he get a good crossing though? He's got Berahino behind him if he wishes to use him. Instead though, he's going to turn, passing it to Goss. Goss could play it along the edge of the box. Instead he goes up to Rowley though. Williams, come on Jaden! Jaden's having a fantastic game. Got himself a brace. What a beautiful finish there from Jaden Williams into the upper left-hand corner. Nice job, Jaden. Nice job, Rowley. Just getting pushed out wide. Plays it over to Goss, who goes for the 1-2. Across to Williams, pretty much on the centre spot. Had 3 or 4 men in front of him, but he didn't care. He was putting that one away. Just like Fulham is putting the victory away today, away at Birmingham. 2-0 in that one for them. Alano, though, plays it back to Gonzalez. Up to Congrevi. Now over to Obafemi. Obafemi, lovely interception by Shakin, Stevens and Goss. Plays it back to George. So, how many additional minutes? I'm going for 3 additional minutes. I don't want it to be. I want it to be none. I want us to have no additional minutes. I want us to just get out of here with our 2-1 win and be happy. But I think 3 additional minutes is what they're going to give here. Rowley, though, running at them. Where's he going to go? Oh, he's got way too much space. Unfortunately, though, he can't keep his shot down, and it's 4 additional minutes. 4 long minutes. Long-feeling minutes. Barnsley, by the way, 2-1 in that one. Sorensen gets it through. Now Williams, he's broken through. Can he get himself hat-trick? Manning stripped him up. Surely this is Williams' chance to get a hat-trick. Do we give him it? That's the question. Does he have it anyway? Yes, he has it. He's stepping up. Williams to take the penalty, to get himself a hat-trick. Can Jaden do it to seal this game? Come on, Jaden. I believe in you. Come on, Jaden. Jaden Sancho. Jaden Sancho? I mean, he plays like Sancho. Jaden Williams. Jaden Williams grabs himself a hat-trick. Not too shabby. Not too shabby. Let's have another look at this one. It could have been placed better, but we'll take it. A hat-trick is a hat-trick at the end of the day. And Jaden Williams has just picked us up 3 vital points. But not only that, stopped Swansea picking up 3 vital points as well. Big 6-pointer in the end, as you can see. We were the better side. They did narrowly beat us on the possession, but our XG was better. We had more shots. Yes, we should have been a bit better with our shooting. But all in all, I would say we was the better team in this one. But I thank you all for joining us in this one. I believe we're going to Portsmouth in the next one. And, well, it's going to be deadline day, or at least just after deadline day. It really depends if I remember to do deadline day. But I thank you all for joining us. I hope you all have a lovely night, and goodbye.